Welcome back to the Blockbuster Brothers. Today we are talking about a Swedish TV show on Netflix, Diary of a Ditched Girl. Amanda, 31, navigates the complexities of modern dating through apps and bars, meeting diverse men. She and her friends struggle to move beyond first dates as they explore the dynamics of finding love. Now, I thought this was German. 5 minutes in, I watched it with subtitles. So I was like, oh, I think that's German. Not true. It's Swedish. So that was culturally just
Canceled.
getting, yeah. I was like, oh no. But I this has kind of lower ratings than I thought on IMDb. I actually really liked the way that they captured the friends, the vibes amongst the friends. And I think, now more than ever, there are people going into their early 30s, late 20s, mid 30s that are still single. Life is expensive. Dating somehow has become harder with all the technology we have, it seems like, and so I don't know. I liked it. I think it deserves more than a 6.3 on IMDb.
Yeah, I think that, I think the topic's a little polarizing, with like the dating. I think anytime, for me, I'm personally someone who likes to escape things that I'm dealing with and see in the real world. So when I see a movie about real world topics, I'm like, I'm already getting this. I don't need it. I think that there's it's a certain, this isn't an art house piece. So I think right away, if you're looking for that, people are gonna ding it on that. It almost like airs on like a feeling of, a documentary of like this weird mix of like a fictional dating show. And kind of like getting you in on that. We've seen this a bunch. This is kind of a played out trope right now of like, and love is always going to be a story. People finding love is always going to be a story. And it's a little cringe too. So I think those factors against it probably are what it's giving it. I think, especially if this was in English, it would have been even worse. I think that gives it I don't know, a little bit of freshness to me. It feels like they were tapping in, and maybe why I thought it felt like, almost a documentary, because it did have some a lot of moments that feel like, okay, they're touching on real things. These feel like real moments. These feel like authentic. My disbelief has been suspended. So you got to give it for that. I think that this is probably a little bit more female skewing show. I think I could see it doing well with that, but then again, I think the subtitles are probably working against it. I still hear people say if it's got subtitles, they're not going to watch it. And then in my mind, I'm like, what? You're watching the dub? Like, come on, put some respect on these shows that they're watching. But you know what? I'm never going to knock stuff coming out of different parts of the world. I love seeing different pieces. I love hearing different languages. So that offered a lot. It really wasn't my cup of tea at all. I wanted to not like it out of the gate, and I gave it a shot for the show. But it's got some charm to it.
Yeah, and this could be doing very well in Sweden, right? We
Yeah.
don't know. This could be doing very well in Sweden, and I think overall, Brian and I are big time nerds with TVs and movies, so we're going to watch stuff that maybe other people won't. We will actually choose to watch the subtitles over the dubs 9.5 out of 10 times. So, I would give it a shot if you're a girl, perhaps. I think you might be interested in it. But overall, I think it's important to just give new stuff a try, even if you give it 7 minutes and don't like it. So,
Yeah. And not necessarily a girl, but like someone who's like more interested in the dating, in the romantic stuff, and guys too. If you're into that, into the dating life, into more current and modern stories, this is a great pick. But I cut Steven off on the outro, so I'll just continue with it. We appreciate you all, and we'll catch you all on another episode of the Blockbuster Brothers.